The Philadelphia Phillies are just 15 days away from opening day, just over 2 weeks, but there are two players down in spring training that I think every Phillies fan should have high hopes for this season. We're going to get into all of that today on the newest episode of Phillies Digest. But before we do that, I do want to remind you guys to please subscribe to the channel if you have not already. A reminder that just 23% of our viewers have subscribed. That means over 76% of you guys that are watching our videos every day have not hit the subscribe button. Once Philly season is here, we want you guys to know the second that we are uploading videos, and obviously we want you guys to be the first one to see it as far as all Phillies news, because Phillies Digest is simply the place to be on YouTube for all Phillies content. But the two guys that I am looking out for this spring, number one for me is Alec Bohm. And there was a lot of talk this offseason on Alec Bohm. He was the biggest guy sort of thrown around in trade rumors, right? There was the rumor for the Royals. There was the rumor for the Astros. There was the rumor for the Mariners. There were so many rumors for Bohm. It was obviously a pretty tough ending for Bohm last season. He got benched in Game 3 versus the Mets. His playoff stats were not great. His basically second half of the regular season was not great either. It was a really awesome first half. He was obviously selected for the All-Star game, and then everything just sort of started to fall off. But I am getting excited for Bohm this year, and I will say I've pretty much talked myself into Alec Bohm's going to hold the middle finger up and say this is what you get for trying to trade me all offseason. That is almost where I'm at with Bohm, because Bohm is having a really awesome spring so far. He's hitting .316, .350, .842 with 3 home runs, just a 15% strikeout rate, a 5% walk rate, and a 13.7 degree launch angle. And that's a big number. 13.7 launch angle would be the highest mark of his career. He's averaged around 9.1 launch angle. So he's up almost 4 degrees. And I think one of the biggest things with Bohm in the past is, can he get that home run power? Can he lift the ball over the fence? Because if you have a guy like Bohm, who's probably going to hit third this year, because once again, it seems like the lineup is probably trending to Trey leading off, Harper 2, Bohm 3, Schwarber 4. So it does seem like Bohm is probably going to slide up from that 4 hole into the 3 hole. And obviously, you don't need 40 homers from Bohm. I mean, yeah, that would be nice. Obviously, I think we all know that. But if you can get a 25, maybe you could get a 30 homer season. I think that might be a little tough for Bohm. But I fully expect Alec Bohm to be able to give me 25 home runs this year. And once again, I think the spring training stats have shown that. He has 8 hits, 3 homers, 5 RBIs for a 1.139 OPS so far this spring. Alec Bohm for me is a guy who, yes, this is a big year for him. I think this is a prove-it year for Bohm. I think this is a year where Bohm is going into the season where obviously, once again, it was heavy in the trade market. It was a lot of questions at the end of the season. It was a lot of hate throughout the offseason. And it's really sort of putting Bohm's attitude to the test. I think we know that Alec Bohm can sometimes get in like the pouty moods and can sort of almost like throw some tantrums sometimes. But I think a lot of people also forgot at the same time that Alec Bohm is still a really good baseball player. He was an all-star last year for a reason. He was a starter in the all-star game for a reason last year. Yes, I don't think these sort of total season stats really jump off the paper because the last few months were that bad. But he did slug .448 last year with 117 OPS plus, 155 hits and 554 at-bats with 40 walks, 97 RBIs, 15 home runs, and just 86 strikeouts. And I will say that strikeout number for a guy like Bohm is pretty good. Bohm is not a crazy strikeout guy, but I am very excited for the Alec Bohm hoping for a bounce-back season. That is what I am sort of buying into, and I will put my hand up in the air right now and say that is one of my biggest sort of predictions for this upcoming season. My second player that I am looking out for, and this is one that I'm even bigger on than Bohm, is Bryson Stott. Bryson Stott last season got hurt around May 11th. He got hit in the hand down at Marlins Park. And I will say this, he was having an unbelievable season before that injury. He was slashing 270, 370, 426 from opening day all the way up to May 11th. Following him getting hit in the hand, he hit 238, 298, 335. So that's a 35-point drop-off in average, nearly a 100-point drop-off in on-base percentage, and nearly a 100-point drop-off in slugging percentage. Bryson Stott is a very good player for the Phillies, and that injury hurt him last year. I think it's as simple as that. Getting hit in the hand and sort of getting hit last year where he got hit, that really affected Stott. And it's a shame because that is sort of where his season started to go downhill. And I do apologize. I don't know why I said hand. It was his elbow. Please disregard the hand. Stott got hit in the elbow last year, the throwing elbow, his front elbow when he's hitting, not the hand. But Bryson Stott has been impressing so far this spring as well. He is slashing down in Clearwater. He's slashing 333, 538 on base percentage with an 871 OPS. And I did see this tweet the other day from Alex Carr, and I did think it sort of stood out. And one big thing so far for Bryson Stott this spring is the chase rate is going down, and the eye at the plate has been unbelievable. One of Bryson Stott's issues last year is after the injury, he started to chase a lot more, and he started to really go after the ball instead of letting the ball come to him. So this is from Alex Carr. He said Bryson Stott had another 2 hits and another 2 walks against the Red Sox. And yes, this was yesterday, not today, like he said in the tweet. He's up to a 333 average and an 871 OPS on the spring with 8 walks to 3 strikeouts. He has more than double the walks than he does strikeouts. I am very, 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 very all in on a big Bryson Stott bounce back here. And I don't think we can all forget about the defense that Bryson Stott plays as well. He's probably the second best defender on the team. I think you can make an argument that he's probably the best defender on the Phillies. He defends second base at an unbelievable rate. If you put him over at shortstop for a few games like they had to last season, he's an unbelievable shortstop. He's an unbelievable defender. He's a very good base runner. And that bat is going to start coming back once again, because I do want to look at these stats one more time. 871 OPS so far this spring. And real quick, once again, from last year, he hit 270, 370, 426 from opening day to May 11th. He then got hit in the elbow on May 11th and dropped 40 points in average, nearly 100 points in on-base percentage, and nearly 100 points in slugging percentage. Bryson Stott is going to have a bounce-back year for the Phillies, and we're going to be all over that on Phillies Digest. Myself and Sean Bernard have been working really hard these past months. Listen, I know the offseason can sometimes get boring, but we try and keep as much content as we can coming through, and once the season starts, there will be at least one video up every day. We're shooting for 9 to 10 videos a week. That means more than one video a day for you guys, because once again, Phillies Digest is the only place to be for all Phillies content on YouTube. So once again, this has been the newest episode of Phillies Digest. My name is Luke Arcaini, and I will see you guys next time.